Oh my god, I was muted. I was muted. Hi. Hello. I know it's late at night. We're gonna get right into reading. I'm so sorry I'm late. Let me just put this in the chat. Here's a reminder that the floor is wet in the kitchen. Don't go in there while the mop is next to the stove. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to stream all kinds of backward. I'm so sorry. Zelda's quite loud for me. Hold on. Oh, it's so... There we go. Be careful. Be careful. Oh. My dad's a prankster. Anyway, I'm trying to make sure that my audio's good. He's texting me about just listen to me. Just listen to me. Okay, I'm so sorry. Let me just check to make sure my stream is good. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. From anyone that's here in the future, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Hold on, give me a second. I know I'm usually supposed to do this when I'm reading, but give me a second, please. How do I get there? How do I get to my own channel? How do I get to my own channel? Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, the Zelda sounds are good. I know I'm using this playlist for the third time in a row, but it's so calming at night. And I fought for my life to hand in my paper, and I think it's good. I realized I got an A plus my last paper, so my teacher said they're excited to read my work for my actual final paper, because we have to write a paper every week. And I think the final assignment is also a paper, so good days. Anyway, hello, good night. Good night. Yes, good night. Good night. I hope you're having a good night. Today I'm ready to read the selection again, and because it's Saturday, should I read a little bit more than I normally would? I don't know. What if I just read to the end of the book? No, don't do that. Okay, you're right. But we're gonna reread chapter 16. And today, I'm happy to know what happens. Yesterday, we found out a lot about America's situation at home. When her brother Kota used to live there, and how he was a scheming rat. But he led to Aspen and her falling in love, at least was the good part. Again, I don't know why he's so selfish, and I don't understand why he cares. Like, he has the money he literally has the money of a 2, but he wants the status of a 2. That's insane. I don't know what happened to him in his life though, so maybe that affected his trauma. But yes, I am going to start reading this right away because it's very late. And anyone that would normally be with me here this time is probably sleeping. But if you're here in the future, or right now, I hope that you have a good time reading. I hope that you are proud of yourself after you get done reading. And again, if you read with me, the timer is just so that I don't interrupt your reading flow and not a indication of how long you have to read. If you read the one word or one sentence or your one chapter and you decide I'm good, you can leave at any time. And if you choose to read here or somewhere else, regardless, I hope you have a good time. So I'm gonna eat my soup and read this chapter, and yeah, let's have a good time. All right. I think I'm gonna start the chapter because I'm gonna eat my soup. All right. Okay, okay. I took out so long to do that because I'm trying not to hurt my leg. I'm trying not to hurt my leg because I'm tired and I probably should just went to sleep, right? But once you do something consecutively, it starts feeling like a habit even if it hasn't been long. So, I've done this since Monday, the one chapter a day, and I'm on page 202. And it just feels wrong going to sleep almost without doing it. It kind of feels like this activity completes my day. And I really love this book so much. So, look at how much I read. I read quite a lot actually, and I'm glad that I did. Let me update what page I'm on, since I am on 202 now. Let me see something. That's not the right one. That's not it either. I've been rubbing my eye, by the way, and the reason for that is because I don't know, my eyelashes just are against me. Yeah, like it just feels like a clump of them are coming out at the same time. Anyway, I didn't read for long. I read about for like maybe like 10 or 11 minutes. So I got to page 202 and I marked some really cute things so far. The cutest thing is that it's the day later, well, not day later. It's a Saturday in the story right now, which is crazy. It's a Saturday today. I guess it was destiny that I read today. It's a Saturday in the book, and on Saturdays, I think, since the palace has a lot of guests, they're all forced to stay in the women's room. The only good part about that, this whole day so far, is that, Maxa said she can wear her jeans that he gifted her on the Saturday, right? So she got to wear pants instead of a dress, and that's cool. Anyway, it took her a bit to get started, so she left the room about mid-morning. And when she left, she went to go see Marley, or Marley spotted her and pulled her in the room to talk to her about her date with Maxon. Not America's secret activity, but Maxon did approach Marley like America advised him to, and they went on a date. And Marley was like kind of she was so happy to say it immediately, but she was like, "This is a competition. Like, I really shouldn't be telling you this, right?" But they were both honest with each other that America truly wants the best for her, without, telling her, like, I don't really want to be here. She's like, well, if I don't win, I would love for the next person, the runner up, is you. And that was so cute because Marley was also saying, like, you're so great and personable. And they were both complimenting each other. And so after that, Marley got into talking about what her date was like with Maxon, and she said it was so cute. Did you know that there's this movie theater down somewhere in the palace? And she's like, "Ooh," America's like, "Ooh, I really want to hear about this because I've never been to a movie theater before." And Marley's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so nice and it's so cozy and comfortable. They have chairs that recline, and there's a popcorn maker down there." And she's like, the cutest thing was Maxon made popcorn for them, and he burnt it at first, so she had to call someone to come get it. But they made it a second time, and they watched the movie together. And when it got to the romantic parts, he actually held her hand, and America was so happy to hear that. Because Marley was like, well, when they walk together, like Maxon and another girl, they do have to hold his arm. But, he didn't have to hold her hand. And so that was really cute. And America's so happy because she really wants Marley to win. And this is scaring me because at this point, if Marley's not bad, something's going to happen to her. Something's going to happen. There's a couple of things that I think is going to happen. Marley's going to die. Or Marley backstabs her. But why would she backstab her when America doesn't even want to win? I think if she thinks that America wants to win, she'll end up backstabbing her. But she doesn't even want to win. So I don't know. I think Marla's gonna die somehow, and I think it's gonna be somebody because there's 27 girls left. If you subtract 2, which is America and Marley, there's 25. If you subtract Celeste, there's 24. If you subtract Chris, that's 23. If you subtract Burial, I've never heard a name like that, but if you subtract Burial, that's 22. If you subtract, who else did I hear? Some girl that threw up. If you subtract her, right? If you subtract Amy, that's 21. I think I might have miscount. If you subtract Zoe, that's 20. So there's 20 girls I don't know nothing about. Tiny, if you subtract Tiny, there's 19 girls I don't know about. And no, I mean heard of. There could be a girl that I don't know nothing about. But, I don't want to start spoiling and assuming. But in the next book, like, the selection and then the elite. I don't know all the... wait, hold up. I don't know. Maybe America's story ends in 2 books. And then the other 2 are something else. I don't know. Maybe because, the next book is called The Elite. And then I think the next one after that is The One. And then it's Happily Ever After. And then it's The Heir. And then it's The Crown. I don't want to read the back of this book because I don't know what it's going to say. I don't want to assume anything. But if the next book is The Elite, obviously, I mean, I don't want to be that guy to just start assuming things because that's boring. But obviously, America becomes an elite. Now, Maxon did say in chapter 15, he is supposed to limit down the elite to 3 and then choose one of the final 3 girls as the girl that's going to become the one to marry him. However, he did promise her he will keep her to the very last girl. That's what he promised in the last chapter, in chapter 15. So, hold on, let me make sure it's my mic. Alright. Sorry. But he did promise her that the last person there would be her and the person he's supposed to choose. So, I don't know what the next book's going to be about, but I'm just confused. What happens in this last chunk that there needs to be another book? I mean, the selection can go on forever. What? Like, bro, like what? I'm just so curious. You should stay here and read it all? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that at all. I'm not gonna do that at all. Anyway. It's about to be time to start the next Pommy. I'm on 202. Exciting book, exciting book, exciting book. I'm ready to read. So happy. Stop. I'm tempted to read the back of the book. No. I'll tell you a book I did do that for. For Stay With My Heart. I was like 50%. And then I read the back of the book. And I didn't. I think I was going to give up on the book before I got to page 80. Once you get to page 80, I was locked in. Because, oh my god, Leanna's personality is just so Debbie Downer. I cannot deal with a Debbie Downer. I'm a very high energy person. And then I'm also low energy because sometimes, especially when I communicate a lot to another person, because I don't understand people, I become low energy. But Leanna was just so sad. Oh my god, Leanna. Oh my gosh, should I reread that book? I will never reread a book that I don't know how peak a book would have to be for me to reread it, but my memory is just too long to be doing that. Anyway, it's time to read again. I'm in love with this book. I don't want it to end, but I've a form of books to read, so I don't know. What is the air though? Like, anyway, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. If you finished your book, if you finished your chapter, if you finished your sentence, you finished your word, good job. And I hope you have a good night. If you're going to continue to read with me or elsewhere, I hope you have a good time. Oops, I never turned the music back to where it was supposed to be for reading session, and I apologize. I'm so sorry. The playlist was too good. I'm so sorry. But I'm very sleepy. For within reason, I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch BTS come back after, like, they took a break and hiatus as a group. Well, not hiatus, they went to the military. I think in maybe 2021, 2? Maybe 2022, 2021, I don't know. Been a couple years. And it was really good, and that album's so good, and I listened to Hooligan. It was really good. I love that. I've been listening to BTS since I was 14, so this is really, really, really cool. I feel like I actually grew up with them. It's actually crazy. I've been listening to them since I was 14. I'm 26. Anyway, this book is so good. I'm on page 214. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on page 214. Hold on. I finished chapter 16. It wasn't that long, or maybe it was 8 or 9 pages, I guess. But I was so immersed that I was locked in. There's 100 pages left almost. Well, once I finish this, there really will be 100 pages left. I think this chapter, something very important is going to happen though, because of what they're talking about. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sleepy. I can't even think. I can't even think. I'm so sleepy. Oh my god, this is one of the best Zelda's Majora Mask songs of all time, by the way. Just listen to it. Man. Peak music, bro. That's peak music. Anyway, so I read the rest of chapter 15 on chapter 17. I'm at chapter 16. I'm on chapter 17 now. Oh my gosh, I'm on chapter 17. Why? I'm on chapter 17, bro. That's crazy. Anyway, what happened in chapter 16 was basically all the things that I said, and they were talking about Maxton and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, you know, this girl named Tuesday came up to America because she was so restless. Like, what did you guys go on a date for? And America's like, nothing. We just talked. And she's like, just talked? You're the only girl that he's talked to twice. And she's like, well, I assume it's not your fault that he likes you, but still. And I was like, why is everybody on my body? That's what America's like, why is everybody on my body? And, you know, everybody's restless. All the other girls are restless because the only people that ever went on a date with Maxton so far is America, which has done it twice since they found out because Tiny saw her going with Maxton to the garden. And Marley. So everybody else is kind of like restless. Celeste, on the other hand, clearly has different objectives. Celeste is the mean girl she met when she boarded the plane initially to California to join the Selected. But Celeste is talking to this girl named Anna, and you know they're having hush conversations. And Celeste has this smug look on her face, kind of like, I don't know, she's just plotting something with this girl Amanda, but I'm sorry, Anna. But it actually turns out that she was actually egging Anna on. However, there's no proof that she was doing that. However, Anna suddenly slaps Celeste in the face, like loud enough for everyone to hear. And this girl named Emika, she starts crying and getting teary-eyed when she sees that Anna did that, because you're not allowed to hurt any of the Selected. You're not allowed to do that. And Anna started realizing what she did, and Emika realized what she did, and um, she started realizing like I'm about to go home. Um, and Anna, not Anna, America knew for sure that Celeste provoked her because Anna's not a, as far as she knew, and based on the rebel attack, she knew that Anna was not a aggressive person. Like during the rebel attack, she was on the floor praying, kneeling and praying. So without a shadow of a doubt, they knew Celeste provoked her into doing that, right? And as the rules have it, you're not supposed to hit and hurt anyone. And so before dinner, Anna was gone. They got Anna out of there, so now there's 26 girls, right? And that's how chapter 16 ended. In terms of chapter 17, I just started. I'm on page 14. Chapter 17 started on page 208. Yeah, I'm on 214. Yeah. And we learn about Ilya. Okay, so Ilya is where the United States is. Okay, it is actually the United States. However, the history of Ilya, they were talking about and going over, and America was like, she didn't know a lot of this stuff, because she only learned what her parents could teach her. So her parents would teach her English and things she knew of, but that's about it. So she didn't know a lot of these things, and it seemed like a lot of other girls didn't too. And somebody brought that up to the person that was teaching them, which is Sylvia, the person that looks after them. And she said, history isn't something you study, it's something you just know. And Marley said to America, but we don't. We don't know it. And I put a funny thing there because she's right. We don't know it. And America started querying, why is it like that? Why is there no books on it? Someone asked, like, well, why isn't all this stuff in the book so we can know it? And that's when Sylvia said what she said. But it's a good question. Why is nothing in the book? And so we basically learned that Ilya was once the United States and named as the United States. However, when the Third World War happened, because America owed China too much money, the Chinese took over the very bankrupt United States and claimed it as their territory and renamed it to the American States of China. The American State of China? Is that what they called it? It was the ASC. Hold up. Yeah, the American State of China, right? And so, they were using United States, which was renamed to American State of China, to push policies and using it as a facade of its flesh of its original country to just do a lot of political things and political agendas. However, I believe uh, apparently some sort of not revolution, invasion of the Chinese on America prompted like an alliances between the European countries, and America was so bankrupt that it damaged their reputation was so destroyed that um they didn't really have anyone to stand up or no friends at the time. Since it took them like 5 years to regroup and be a part of any alliances. So on their own, I think they intended to fight against China on their own. But they were faced with another invasion from Russia. And because Russia had secret plans beyond just taking over the territory, right? The alliances that European countries formed with other countries attacked against Russia, and also the China attacked against Russia because they were trying to take their territory. And the person that headed the assault against Russia was Gregory Ilya, which, as you know, Ilya is the place they live. And when Gregory won the battle, they named the nation and formed a new nation under Gregory's name and leadership. And he became king of the country as he married into a royal family, right? And somebody, which was Emika, she said, we're kind of just like him. I mean, we get to serve our country. He was just a private citizen who donated his money and knowledge, and he changed everything. And Sylvia agreed because essentially they are just like him. They are serving their country in a way. And America did talk about that, because she said, her herself, at the end of the day, this whole selected isn't just you trying to win the job position. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is, a position. You're going to be faced with adversaries, you're going to be faced with challenges, and can you survive? So she's like, I'm not brave enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not, I don't want to be seen enough to be doing this. But it got her thinking in this chapter about why is this kind of like not in a book. She remembers when she was a kid, her father had a textbook that was like one of the old U.S. history textbooks, right? Before, World War III and all that. And she noticed that her father said she could read it only if she doesn't tell anybody. And she thought that was weird, but all her father's secrets she made sure she kept. And she did think it was crazy how that book was kind of burnt, like pages were ripped out. So she doesn't really know what or why that was going on. So, this song is pretty good to match the vibes. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. And the next thing that's going on is everybody's taking pictures with Maxon because the magazines are saying, oh, Maxon's gonna need a pretty face for stamps and stuff like that when he's on the front of the stamps. And America was getting mad because from the way the world is talking about Maxon, you could rightfully assume that all he cares about is a pretty face. But as she's gotten to know him, she knows that's not true. So it pisses her off that everybody else views him as this way. Which is, again, crazy, right? But that's as far as I am, and I don't know when this chapter ends, so I'm not going to keep reading. I'm going to go to sleep. And I think I would have done one more Pomodoro naturally normally, but what do I do when I get to the end of that chapter and it's 25 minutes left? I could just end it, but I want to be respectful of other people's time if they ever watch. So, hello, future people. I'm about to go to sleep, and I feel proud of myself for reading today. We were on 198, and now we're on 214. We have 113 pages left. Let's go. That could be over in a few days. I could finish this in the end of next week. So let's have a good time with this book, and I hope you had a good time with whatever you read. And I hope to see you again next time. If you read one word, you read one chapter, you read one sentence, good job, and I'm proud of you. May you have a good night, and I'll see you again next time. I will stream tomorrow, I think between 6 p.m. because it's Sunday, and maybe I'll stream 6 p.m. And read, and then go to sleep because I have a lot of stuff to do on Monday, as I do every day. But again, good night. Bye-bye. See you again next time. Thanks for reading with me. Let me know in the comments